Plans that I had in the future. I remember I was thinking about babies, whether a boy or girl and what we would name it. It hurts we never made it. I just assumed that you lied when you told me you never leave me, cause you deceived me, you so misleading. My heart is...
Hey guys, it's Chris Christ back again. I was just thinking of a new video and I got a couple questions about some books in the back. You know, how much they're worth and, you know, just what's interesting about them. And whether you like comics or not, everybody always wants to know what something's worth. So I figured I'd get my books together and I did a little research on what they're selling for these days. And I figured we could go through what's significant about them. So let me get them together and we'll go through it. All right, I've got my books down. Let's go through. So first up, and I have a theme to the chaos back there, especially right in the first column. I got a little ADHD on the side part. It kind of came apart a little bit, but you'll see the theme in a moment, and I'm still working on it, like I said. But first off, one of my favorite comics that I own for sure is a Green Lantern number 16 and a 4.0. It is the first Silver Age appearance of Star Sapphire, which is one of my favorite villains, especially from the Silver Age. I used to watch the Justice League animated show when I was a kid, and they never really went over, at least if I recall correctly, they never really went over Star Sapphire being a Green Lantern villain specifically, or anything like that. But and as for how much it's worth, according to eBay at least, the most recent sale of a 4.0 was for $345? Yes, okay, $345. I paid $322 for this copy. And funnily enough, right after I bought it, another person put a 4.0 up for sale for $189, and it was also to benefit charity, so I immediately grabbed that, if not for the profit, but also for helping out a charity, of course. You know, there's no question about that. But yeah, so there's my first one. Second, we have the Crow number 1 and a 9.2. It is a second print. Me and my sister actually used to watch the movie The Crow all the time, like just over and over. And I mean, who couldn't love the aesthetic of it? You know, the goth look. And A Tale of Revenge, of course. It's fantastic. Evidently, this book is about a man seeking revenge on the people who kill his fiance, I believe. And the man who wrote The Crow, unfortunately, was in a car accident with a drunk driver, which ended up fatally wounding his fiance. So I think this is like a little bit of like, you know, fantasy revenge for him, which is, you know, makes it all the more interesting. I definitely would have bought the book before I even knew that, but finding that out was really I was taken aback for a hot minute. Like that's pretty interesting and unfortunate. But so a second print, the last one sold that I could see in June, was sold for $343 and a 9.2. And I bought it for $250, luckily. I think the guy really just wanted to get rid of it, you know? I don't know why. I mean, who knows? But, you know, lucky for me, I guess. And then next one up, we have my first unboxing video. It is a print of Betty Page number 1 variant cover with the cosplayer Riddle on the cover, Ricky Riddle. I only paid cover price for the comic, which was $4, and it was about $80 for getting it slabbed and the signature verified. Which, I mean, in my personal opinion, while we're on the subject, I think that the CBCS top label for a signature series with the gold insignia looks 100% better than just the yellow label with the same old insignia that CGC does. And I know, CGC is like the top dog, and I understand that, I mean, it's great quality, but these days CBCS has, if just as good quality as far as the case goes. So it really comes down to aesthetic, and this aesthetic looks just a lot cleaner to me, and it looks more professional. But I mean, that could just be me. I didn't look up how much one of these sells for because I didn't figure it's very valuable. It's not about that for me. It was just, I love Ricky Riddle. I think she does really good work. I follow her on Instagram. She takes care of squirrels and stuff. It's just, she seems like a really cool lady. It was more of a sentimental thing for me in that regard. But then here is one that I got off and I've talked about this one before. It's Shuriken number 1. I got off a claim sale and a 9.4. It is the first solo series of Shuriken. I don't believe it is her first appearance though. Yeah, no, it's not. And the most recent one sold on eBay for $246.49. I paid $50 for it. I think that's just because it's, not a well-known comic. I mean, as far as I know, I've never heard of it before. I love it. I love the look of it. I love, like I've said before, the anime theme. But not one of the most valuable comics in the world. No big deal. Sticking to that page, this is just a comic that I've gone over in a previous video. As I've said before, it's Gotham by Gaslight. It is signed by Mike Magnolia, who is the creator of the, I wouldn't say series, I think this is just a solo book. And it's based on the idea that Bruce Wayne is Batman in the Renaissance, and he has to take on Jack the Ripper. Everybody loves a good Jack the Ripper story. Next up, we'll actually get into the theme that I have going on this column. So, if you remember, I have a Marvel team up number 141, which is supposed to be tied for the first appearance of Spider-Man in the black suit, right? And I'll get to the price and all that in a second. But the little theme that I have going on the column up there is the first appearance of someone or something, and then next to them, a modern appearance of the costume or the person. And I'll go over that one next. But first off, once again, this is a Marvel Team Up 141 and a 9.4. And the last one sold in June for $250. I paid $115. I got really lucky on that one again. I feel like I've been pretty fortunate with most of the slabs that I've purchased, luckily. But to go back over the newer appearance of Spider-Man in the black suit, this one is Amazing Spider-Man number 2. It is a J. Scott Campbell exclusive with his signature, which I love J. Scott Campbell. Sometimes he can be a bit much just because all the women are drawn exactly the same, pretty much. And I hear that that's because he bases their proportions off his wife, which is, I love that. That's adorable. But, when you're drawing every character exactly the same, that can get old, But I paid $150 for this one. And it also came with, and it was off of J. Scott Campbell's website, actually. And it came with a signed Spider-Woman #1, which, if you know me, Spider-Woman is one of my favorite comic book characters. And so that was really nice. I really appreciated that. But like I said, I paid $150 for it. And the most recent one sold in June, a signature series of Amazing Spider-Man, J. Scott Campbell, sold in June for $299. Worth a little bit more. That's always nice. Keeping with the theme, we have Amazing Spider-Man 194 and an 8.0, which of course is the first appearance of Black Cat. And yeah, I believe that's all that's... Oh, and it's a newsstand edition. That's always nice. The most recent copy that I could find on eBay sold in March for... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. The most recent one I could find sold in May for... What am I mixing up here? Oh, there we go. I apologize. The most recent one sold in June for $358. I paid $224. So once again, a slight difference. I feel like I keep getting lucky with a little slight difference on them, which is nice. And for her modern appearance, one of my favorite covers that I have slabbed by Art Germ, which another favorite artist of mine. It is Black Cat #1, and it is Art Germ's trade variant that I actually got off of Art Germ's website. And I believe I purchased it for $123 with another comic that I'm about to pull up. It was a buy one get one half off sale. So, I mean, I think it was a pretty good deal. It's a gorgeous cover. And the most recent copy that I saw sold in May for $190. So that, I mean, that's even more than the 2 comics that I bought in that transaction with the half off deal. So that's nice. Next up, we got Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane. What number is this? Number 70, which is the first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman. And she's turned Superman into a cat with her black magic, apparently. Which I just absolutely love. That concept. He's in a cage made of kryptonite bars. And now she is going after Lois in a cat fight. And there's just puns galore. It's a catastrophe for Superman when he's bewitched by Batman's feline foe in the Catwoman's black magic. And she's quoted saying, "Turning Superman into a cat was my most perfect crime, Lois, and now I'll change you into a mouse." Great. Love it. Gotta love that Silver Age cheese. That's the best. But okay, so this one is in a 5.0. And the most recent one sold for... Oh, I purchased it for $299.99, so $300 basically. The most recent one in a 5.0 sold for $500 May 21st. So big bit of a difference on that one. Which, I mean, I feel like Silver Age is definitely picking up, along with everything else. Everything's really picking up right now. But okay, so last but not least, a modern appearance of Catwoman, and it has a terrible maneuvering. I mean, what are those called? the ring thing where it looks like an oil spot in your case. I'm gonna say Nuva ring, but obviously that's not the right thing. Which I hate this, but the way it sits, you can't really tell. Only, I mean, you know, it's one of those things that unless you sit and stare at it, you can't really tell. But regardless, it's a gorgeous cover, once again by Art Germ, and it's the purchase I made with the Black Cat copy, the 2 for buy one get one half off. So in total, I bought them both for $123, so that's about $60 a book. And the most recent sale of this variant was in March for $68. So, and a 9.8 as well. They're all in the same grade as what I have. So altogether, I mean, I think every single comic that I've bought slabbed is worth more than what I bought it at. Granted, I've been buying slabs for the past 2 years about, and we've been on a non-stop uphill curve for prices of comics, fortunately and unfortunately. I mean, it's harder to get in to grails that you want or characters that you just want to go after, but it is nice to see the interest go up. You know, not just in an economic way. The interest is in like people's just general interest in comic books. You know, it's nice to see it being more popular in conversation, and even if it's just, you know, people investing in comics, which I think is a little silly if you're only doing it for that purpose, but everybody's scalping something these days, so I figure it's gonna happen eventually. But yeah, that's my collection, and I have a big unboxing to do that I'm so excited for. I will be doing it on Monday. I sent in some books to get signed by James Tinian the Fourth, and I also bought a Grail comic that I've wanted for so long off of a claim sale, and I also bought a new camera while I was at it. Start making videos a little more crisp, if you know what I mean. So I'm very excited to do that video on Monday, but it's storming here and I'm very tired. I wanted to get this video done because I know some people asked for it, and I thought it'd be interesting, you know? When you see something in the background, for sure, just shout it out. I'm definitely going to do a video on my build for my PC and what parts I have. And I think I'm going to be, with the shipment of CGC boxes, I'm definitely going to be switching up the wall back there too. So I'll definitely go over what I got in the background as I get it and as I change things. So just stay tuned in for some updates, and thank you guys for stopping by. I'll see ya.